Hello, so you haven't heard from me in a while, and I apologize for that. The last time you probably heard from me was Steven Universe stuff, which was also delayed because of what was going on during the week that we had this last Steven bomb. And yes, if I haven't uploaded that, I will double check and try to upload that, but I think I already did. And I keep saying that. And yes, I do know about the movie, and I have seen Lakes from Homeworld. The main thing about that is when we're going to get the next thing, and that's because of Cartoon Network's fault, supposedly. No, I get all my information about when stuff comes in through two to three sources, and that is Sites of Otaku, Roundtable, and our Steven Universe Wikia. So when it does come back, or when I hear something that I think I have to review on, which would be actually episodes or previews, that will be the next thing for Steven Universe wise. I am aware that RWBY is back, however, because I'm not a first member, I'm just a regular member, and because of what I recently found out about them in YouTube, where they are, because they still need to have some sort of income to make this series, that most likely that it might not be on YouTube. If it is, it's going to be just like last time where I think now the difference is it won't be first members get it, then regular members get the next day or 2 days later, and then everyone else gets it later in the week. I think that it's going to be first members and YouTube at the same time, or it's just going to be first members and regular members, which means I'm going to be on roosterteeth.com a lot now. I know they did upload the short and the trailer, or the opening thing for this season. I have seen them. I'm hoping, like many of you others, we're going to get to see Adam's face finally. I just want to make a little bit of a statement about that, but I also want to say my schedule of like what things you should expect from me and how soon you should expect them from me. So I'm going to set that aside for a moment. So if you're here mainly for the RWBY stuff, just hold on. I will get to that in a minute. The next main things I'm going to be talking about in future videos is most likely, as you know, I'm a big Walking Dead fan, and actually I have a couple theories which I'm also going to mention before the RWBY thing, but it's going to be after the whole schedule thing. That this Sunday's Rick's Grimes is the last episode. Now, whether they have him back in flashbacks or whatever, and whether that's already pre-stuff or not, especially if any of you guys saw the trailer and the sneak peek that's Talking Dead, let alone any other sneak peeks that for exclusive members. Speaking of which, I have a bone to pick with AMC. You will be seeing, I'm going to be recording that most likely Monday afternoon, because most likely unlike the Glenn and Abraham and Negan episode, you know which one I'm talking about, because you saw, if not, go look at my videos and you will see the video that has me reviewing it. I don't believe I'm going to be watching it that night, especially since I also have a quiz the next day. So most likely I will be doing what I usually do with Walking and Talking Dead, as well as Fear the Walking Dead. Usually when it's on, I watch it Monday morning with the other person I watch it with, and instead of that night, because it is late, well, I work on Sunday nights, and we usually watch 1 to 2 things, maybe 3 things at most, because of what time I get, depending on what time I get out of work, and how long it takes for everything to get resituated. So I don't believe that I'm going to be watching it Sunday night, so you won't get a first response. You will be getting a next day response, and I will be recording it sometime probably 11 o'clock to noon or later, and then uploading it probably a little bit later than that, depending on what's going on Monday, outside me going to school for my next quiz for this class. Speaking of which, I'm doing pretty good. I got 2 A's on my midterms, or for my 2 midterms. Pretty much so that's the next thing you will be seeing from me. And then after that, you probably won't outside. You probably will be seeing something from me. Probably this either Saturday morning or Sunday morning. If not, then it's gonna be Tuesday afternoon for RWBY review, and I promise I'm gonna keep up with that. Problem is, which I will get into, I have a specific schedule stuff, and actually this week it's been altered because it is 11:30 here, and I wasn't feeling well this morning to go to work. I'm feeling a bit better now, which is why I'm doing this video, because I'm thinking about long-term stuff. Because although I hate not being able to always upload because of how things are in my life, I don't like to leave you guys hanging, and I do the best I can. So for those of you who still stay and watch my videos, or whether it's because of what I talk about or whatnot, I don't know, I appreciate it. I know I'm never going to be a big hit YouTube person. It's just the fact of I like getting my opinions out there every once in a while. So that's going to be starting with the RWBY. Now, depending on what days I can't remember, they actually will be uploading for regular people. Depends on when I upload. If they upload it on Saturday, whatever time zone, it'll probably be Sunday morning you will get a review. If it's Sunday, then it won't be until Tuesday at some point. Now, this Tuesday is a little bit different, obviously, so that's why it wouldn't be until the afternoon time period if I do upload a review on Tuesday, if it's on Sunday, because depending on how things go for this Sunday depends on what's going on. After that, the only other thing outside of RWBY I'm going to be talking about is when the crossover happens, which I will be able to do a video. It's just there's one little problem with that. For the CW crossovers they do with their superheroes. Now, unlike last year where it had all 4, and I was actually able to convince my parents to watch at least 1 or 2 of them, because this is how our thing is. I watch The Flash, Arrow, Supergirl, and Legends of Tomorrow. My mother only watches Supergirl. My father watches Legends of Tomorrow, and my father watches Legends of Tomorrow. I'm the only one who watches all 4. Now, because of this crossover, and it's only going to be a 3-parter, thank goodness. I don't think they're including Legends, I think, this year. And Black Lightning hasn't crossed over into our universe yet, so I hope that we get it eventually. Because of that, it's going to be a hard thing for me to do. But that is the first or second week of December, so we will be getting, I promise you will be getting reviews. It's just the fact that I gotta figure out which one it starts with again, but you won't be getting it until all 3 episodes are done. Now, since it's a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday thing, at least, the very least I can get it is Wednesday or Thursday that week. Now, because I also have, I'm going to be having finals that first and or second week of December, so that's going to be my biggest thing first, and then I will be doing the review, but it will be up no matter what before Christmas. The last thing that's the last thing for this year. I do promise I'm going to try to talk a little bit about next year with Gotham if I can. If not, I do apologize, but mainly it's just the fact that I saw this Halloween trailer, and I don't think it was a coincidence they decided to use Jeremiah and Jerome as the names for the inspirations for the person who would eventually create the Joker. I don't know if they're still going with that. I really hope they're not, especially after this Halloween trailer, because it doesn't make... They had to think in the long run that if they knew that this character was probably end up going to be a hit, and it was. And the fact of the matter is, although they still don't own the rights, people still demand that Jeremiah and Jerome are both the Joker in one form or another. In fact, Jerome, is actually becoming more of the Joker than his brother ever did. The fact of the matter is that Jeremiah was one part of him, and Jerome is now, I think I might be getting the names mixed up. The one that was crazy originally was one version, which we've seen before, and they've taken from comics, obviously, and the other one, the current one, is becoming even more of that crazy, just in more of an elegant style, which a lot of times the Joker can be. There is multiple forms and versions of him because of adaptations. Ever since the very first Batman comic that involved him, ever since the first media-wise, which was Adam West's Batman form of him, and it adapted over time. It followed the times, which was probably one of the best things. No matter how dark and gritty the Joker got, it followed the times. It followed what the Joker should be to us as the audience. And when they cast this kid, who actually has been in other shows before, one as where he was a kid when he was cast as a killer in a crime show, makes the fact of the matter a whole lot more plausible. Because there's not many characters that can pull that off. Though I don't know for sure, because depending on how this episode of this upcoming week is going to be, or in 2 weeks, depending. So I'm hoping I can at least get on that, because the fact that they called him Mr. J, that's a Joker thing. It's always been a Joker thing. So the fact of the matter is, it wasn't the fact that they just picked a couple of names out of that they thought would sound right for this character, or these characters. I think it was deliberate from the moment they created the first Joker inspiration. And if they're still going with inspirations, I'm surprised. I'm really hoping that we get with these additional 3 episodes. I don't know if it was originally 10, but now it's 13. If it was 13 originally, I don't know. But these additional episodes, that we will get more content, and maybe we'll have a chance to get this current Valeska twin as officially the Joker. Now that's going to be starting January 3rd, so luckily enough that's going to be before I'm in college for the next semester, but I will be getting myself ready for that. But I'm hoping, because I don't know what day Gotham's going to be airing again, but I'm hoping to do a next day thing, unless it's Thursday, in which case I won't be doing it until probably Saturday. Or not Saturday, Sunday. Watching it, which means I won't be getting something done until Friday, depending on how things go. Because Friday, Saturday, Sunday, no matter what happens, it's always the same, unless I'm deadly sick. Or for the evening job wise. Moderately sick for the morning job. So that's my schedule. Pretty much Rick Grimes, RWBY, weekly, hopefully, the crossover event in December, and then Gotham. That is my schedule. I am sorry this took so long to explain, but I just really want to get that point across, and since Gotham was the last thing, I want to get that done. Next is my current status. I am in class 2 days a week. The other 2 days I use for school, homework, housework, and occasionally every 3 months 2 different doctor appointments during that month. In this case, January, so I don't have to worry about that. But again, I wasn't feeling well this morning, so I had to reschedule my shift, which means and because of this Tuesday, I had to do it for Thursday. This Tuesday is voting. I do plan on going to vote. Don't ask me who I'm voting for, because I will not talk about that on this thing. I tried to talk about it once. I don't feel like talking about it again, because if you didn't watch that video where I voted for our president, then who is not our president, sadly, as much as I think someone else from that party could have been better, you know, between the 2 options what I would have gone for, especially now that I'm going to be turning 26 and I'm going to have to figure out my insurance. So Obamacare might be my best friend right now, and I'm really hoping that stays permanently, like that never gets taken out. I don't know what's going to be happening, so I've got a month to figure this all out. The next thing about it is Fridays I have 2 jobs. Saturday, the evening job I go to, and as well as Sunday. Again, this upcoming Tuesday is voting, so anything if I do for RWBY, if I can't do a review Sunday morning, or is going to happen Tuesday afternoon. So that just be inclined that I am gonna see the video, the first episode, and I am planning on writing everything down for it instead of just watching it. I'm gonna be writing it on paper instead of writing it simultaneously on my little the notepad on my computer. Next thing I'm gonna say first is, for AMC Premiere, you're not helpful. Yeah, you give us a heads up on stuff. Fox does it. Everybody does it. Almost every channel has something like that. Almost. But when you deny someone to be able to see an episode completely and just make the first 3, then just don't do it. Don't give us the first 3 and think we're going to be willing enough to buy your premiere package, because if I could hold out long enough for AMC Premiere for Walking Dead, let alone the other person who watches Walking Dead with me, and anything Walking Dead related, then I'm not going to do it for just the special on Halloween. I would just, because the circumstances where the History of Horror thing was on, they had the first 3 episodes free, and then everything else was premiere only. I had to work around because I didn't realize one of my parents was not going to watch it with me in the long run, so what ended up happening is I didn't record them, because also the timing of it is very inconvenient because of how our DVR is. And the fact that my dad doesn't like us going up too high on the spectrum because of the stupid cloud versus DVR thing. I don't know what it is exactly. All I know is that you can tell the difference between DVR and cloud systems. So that's just my main bone to pick with AMC. I was able to eventually get episodes, but I'm getting them slowly. Like, I'm going to be seeing Halloween stuff for the next part of the next month. Because if I knew that the person I wasn't going to be watching with wasn't going to watch it, I would have recorded it regardless, or figured out a better way, but I didn't know that. That's my bone to pick with AMC. I already went over my schedule, so last but not least is RWBY circumstances. Again, I'm just a regular member. Or before that, I watched them on YouTube, or at one point they were on Netflix. And although I could not see, and I still cannot see the first episode, I went over the comments because I was confused. I didn't realize that the little trailer they were showing us was just for the first premiere, was the day for the first premiere people. But the fact of the matter is, there was one person who made a comment, and I don't remember who it was, and I actually agreed with it. Because I'm not taking a side, because as much as I really would love to see it first, and because I am not also willing to pay that kind of price, especially since the way I usually pay for things is not how most online things pay for stuff, which kind of is sad. The only thing that actually accommodates to it is Amazon. And I kind of feel like that's not really fair for people. I mean, unless it's a privacy issue, it's like you should be able to have, although my access is limited with certain things, like I can't get Kindle books or certain things without a certain payment method, it's still, at least I can still get something. The other part of it is, RWBY is their own standing company. They make own media service. Some things probably look like they can do it for free easily, but if as the time went on, they can't really do that for free. Monty Olam created something amazing, and the fact of the matter is, amazing doesn't come cheap. It never has come cheap. After years of hard work. So someone had said, like, we should be lucky that we can actually all get it, and not just people who pay to be like an exclusive member, and I do agree with that. However, I do feel like it's unfair, and I'm not just talking about for roosterteeth.com, I'm talking about for like AMC Premiere, Fox Plus, which I don't have, but I watch American Horror Story, so I'm not doing a video on anything with that unless it ties into the next season. all these ways, it's like not everybody has a credit card. Some people still have to rely on their accounts. And the fact of the matter is that you are denied certain accesses because of that, or you are denied to be a member of something because of that. Even if you don't have to pay anything, but that fact that you need a credit card just to be a member, it makes me feel frustrated that to be denied these accesses that I should be willing to do. Have. Like I said, amazing doesn't come cheap, and I do understand why they might not tie with YouTube anymore. If they do, it's just going to be like last year where you're going to be getting it last. So if luckily enough for me, I don't have to worry about that because I'm a free member, which means I'm just going to be getting it second, if in that case. The fact of the matter is, I just think that some of these companies are becoming too reliant on credit cards. And I think that shouldn't be our only payment method. A lot of payment methods come through accounts too. People still pay with cash. Some companies some stores don't even allow you to use checks to purchase something. Some people actually just use credit card or cash. And I don't think that's very fair for those people who are on a budget in certain ways but not in others. That's my main focus, and for those of you who are saying then just get a credit card, I've been trying to, but because of school and work. And the last time I tried to, I don't know if I had to refresh the page or whatever, because if I wasn't clicking on anything and I was just reading, sometimes it's a little harder than it looks to actually get a credit card, let alone getting accepted as a credit card. I should have been doing this a lot sooner, but I just was a slow adapter. I used cash for most of my young life until I finally was a certain age and I could have my own checks. I still use checks and cash mostly, with credit card being the very only if we're clustering something, or if I can only pay for something with a credit card, and I usually owe the person who I use their credit card back immediately. I did that with my 2DS. Everything else that I use for Amazon comes out of my own money. Everything I pay for comes out of my own money that I earn. I just think that you shouldn't always have to have a credit card for that kind of thing. But yeah. Again, you'll probably be seeing me either Monday afternoon or Tuesday afternoon for either both Rick Walking Dead and RWBY, which will be 2 separate videos. Then you'll be seeing me weekly with the RWBY stuff. As soon as I figure out my schedule, I will tell you guys in the second episode's review officially. Then the crossover event, then hopefully Gotham. This is Ali signing off. Click like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. I hope you guys had a great Halloween. I'm hoping that this rest of this semester is going to go well for me, and I will see you all very soon.